All right. Fired out a sermon a little earlier and want to do a couple little special ones today. Take advantage of the opportunity I have. I have a little free time this morning, so let's try to get a few more in the bank, you know? So, this one's actually for my mother. Now, my mother is somebody that I'm actually showing these sermons to. I have 5 trusted resources that I'm letting preview these abominations. And I'm taking their criticisms, their opinions. And I'm trying to find, a nice way to go about it. Now, I understand I'm not a polished individual. Now, I see a lot of, preachers on the internet doing sermons in this manner. And I don't much care for any of them because they're all just so... Now they read something and like, well, Jesus meant by this and God meant by that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? What the fuck Jesus meant? What the fuck God was saying? The audacity that you have to proclaim you know what the fuck this is. I mean, it is all opinion based. And I mean, Christ, I have fucking opinions all over the place. And apparently I have a potty mouth. I use too many profanities and too many things that a lot of people aren't accustomed to in this sort of environment. And that's I can't change who I am. I can't change the things I've done. I can't change the way I was raised. I can't change what I turned into. It took quite a few years to get to where I am now, and as much of you may not think that what I'm doing is authentic, or you think that I'm playing some sort of part or some sort of character role. This is what I am, and I've been brought to this situation where I was able to get this church, and I'm gonna be me. I'm not gonna put on a front. I'm not gonna play a part. Most times, and this comes up all the fucking time. It's crazy. People ask like, well, what are you getting out of it? Where's the angle? Like, what are you getting? I get shit. I don't want shit. I'm doing this because this is just what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know why. I haven't identified it, nor do I even care to find out why. This is what I'm doing. So some people on the Facebook have asked me what everything stands for. Where is what is the defining reason? And I did a couple intros, and you've probably seen them if you wasted your time watching these piles of shit that I've produced. And this one person I talked to, I pretty much said it's based on decency. It's based on just a general principle of decency. How can it be decency? You say motherfucker and goddamn a lot. That's not decency. That's just being appropriate pending the situation. It's. If you know me, you understand. I do consider myself to be a decent person. I don't think I'm a pile of shit. I'm not the best person by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't think I'm, trailblazing anything. But in this particular situation, this is what's happening, this is where it is, and this is where I am going. And I figure I got to come up with a little more elaborate reasoning. So, I pretty much, decency, yes, that's pretty much the core principle of it. Just be decent. Doesn't matter. Agree, disagree. This is what you believe, that's what you believe. Doesn't matter. Just be decent about it. You can accept people for what they are. Now, everyone is different. Everyone has a different way of looking at things. Everyone has a different perspective. And the decency is to understand that and to allow them to think. Not allow them. I mean, people will think what they want. They will think in a manner in which they are accustomed to, that they believe. And you may not agree with that. You may have no fucking idea what the fuck these people are talking about. Like, you may think in every bit of you that these people are wrong. That makes no sense. Makes no sense to who? To you. Makes sense to them. That's how they feel. So you must be able to understand that, to see that. For just because you don't understand it, just because it doesn't make any sense to you and you perceive it to be wrong, that doesn't mean it's wrong. It's wrong for you, but, people have different opinions. You have to be able to respect that. That's all right, a little bit of coffee today. So, if I had to really just sum it up, then okay, I'm gonna have to go with something a little bit different. I gotta get a little more of an explanation so people understand, because people think differently, and this is a church where people who think differently are encouraged to come and to express their views. So, aside from just decency as a basic core principle, there are other reasons why. Kindness. Kindness. I mean, you think that's a hard thing. Now, I did printed out some stupid shit. So I'm going to just read this as a basic, definition. So, the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. Kindness. Just be kind. That's it. It's easy. And that's what we're going to try to do. Generous as in, I'm not going to give you money. No. I am going to be friendly. I'm going to approach everybody in a nice, measured fashion, because everyone deserves a certain amount of respect out of the gate. Just a general rule. Yes, respect is earned and everything else. But no, people deserve a certain degree of respect just for being. If they show up, hi, how are you? Now, if they end up being a piece of shit, I'll be like, hi, how are you? You're a piece of shit. Get the fuck out of my goddamn church. But that's yet to be seen. Generosity, consideration, take all those fucking things. Don't be a jerk off. The unknown is the unknown. New people, you fucking welcome them. So, kindness. It's easy, not a big deal. Right. See, now this is where really understanding. Now, Webster's pretty much the ability to understand something, comprehension, etc. Understanding is something that really needs work. You need to be able to embrace that. Understanding is not easy because we are lockstep in our beliefs. To be able to understand somebody doesn't mean you have to believe them. Doesn't mean you have to embrace whatever they think or anything like that. It's a question of understanding that people have beliefs. People feel a certain way. People think a certain way. And understanding that it's different. That you may not see it the same way, But it doesn't mean either one of you are right or wrong. But you have to be able to differentiate. You have to be able to use understanding to move forward. And that is where education comes from, and that is where compromise comes from, and that is where everything else comes from. People are different. They think differently. They believe differently. And it doesn't mean they're wrong or you're wrong. It's just different. So please, you have to be able to embrace that. So let's move. Nurturing. Nurturing, that's, we'll read it verbatim, you know. Care for and encourage the growth or development of. That's pretty much being able to share, being able to evolve, being able to put yourself out there to let somebody know what you think, let somebody know how you feel, and then maybe even pointing out things that they don't know, and then allowing the same in return, allowing other people to explain to you what they believe in, what makes them feel the way they do, and being able to take that in and not being so opinionated and so, no, I'm right, you're wrong. Like, this is how it is. That's it's hard. It's hard for anyone to do because, I mean, the one thing that fucking this world has created, especially in the past decade or so, is very opinionated fucking people who think they're right. And there is always another side. There's always another side that no one will even open up to accept an explanation or even talk. I mean, half of this country is split. One side or the other. You can't even fucking talk to somebody else because they immediately dismiss you and say, fuck you, I'm right, you're wrong, that's it, fuck you. So you need to have that. You need to have a nurturing way about it. You need to be able to open up and to try to teach. And then, but in that sort of same breath, you need to learn. You need to know that you're not always right. I am nowhere near always right. Generally, I'm grossly wrong, probably. But, you know, it is what it is. And then, tenacity. Tenacity. You're going to say to me, well, that's definitive. That's. I'll read it. The quality or fact of being able to grip something firmly. Tenacity, to be tenacious. Seems like that's a hard nose. Like, I know what the fuck is right. Fuck you, cocksucker. You don't know shit. No. This place, this church, needs to be tenacious for the reason of being open to all sides. That is not easy because churches and everything else, you're stuck. When you're non-denominational, you have to be open. You have to be available to many different ways of thought, to many different theories, to many different faiths. You can't just be, we're a Roman Catholic Church, this is what the fuck we believe. We're a fucking this. You can't. You have to be tenacious in that aspect. You need to be open. And you need to focus on always trying to better yourself and be available to all different things. Being tenacious or having tenacity is something that's like, you're very hard-nosed, this is what you believe, this is what you believe. But in this particular situation, this word means you need to be open. You need to be tenacious. You need to have tenacity to be open and to allow all different things to enter. And never get stuck. Never get stuck in one particular fucking lane. Don't get pigeonholed into anything. You have to be open. That is the whole point of non-denominational. Some places say they're non-denominational, but they fucking stick to one fucking lane. That's not non-denominational. That's a denomination. Well, we follow this, but we're non-denominational. No, fuckheads. You're not non-denominational. You follow one fucking thing. So, they sum it up. You know, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what is the best way. I mean, kindness, understanding, nurturing, tenacity. It really sums it up. I mean, it's all based on a decency principle. But what it all comes down to is, this is where we stand. And we're going to stand ever vigilant in this way. So, when you go out there, when you talk about this church and what it does and what it stands for and how it is, and when you think about me in particular, Pastor Butch and the Church of the Mystic Light, we're going to make it real easy. We're going to make it a fucking, what is that, an acronym. So when you think of here, you think of what we bring to the table, you think of what we do here, what we're going to stand for. You're going to think, cunt. Thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. I'd be happy that the first one wasn't compassion.